Yeah, hi, I'm Florian. I speak in English because my Slovak is really, really bad. I'm from Leipzig, and we have a hackerspace there too. It's called the Sublab. It's a little bit larger than this place. It's actually some 200 something square meters. It's located in the west of the city in an old factory building. The Sublab was founded 2.5 years ago. The club running the Sublab was founded, and we looked for a space, and we got this one really, really cheap because it was really derelict when we moved in. So there was trash lying everywhere, there was no electricity, there was no heating, there was no water, nothing. And it's on the 4th floor of a factory building. And I was looking for pictures of before the renovation. I didn't find any. This is after the renovation, what it looks like now, 2 years later. There's running water, there's electricity, and sometimes we even have internet connection, which is via a wireless direct link for, I think, 1,500 yards from some people we know in line of sight. Yeah, it's used on a regular basis as a place to socialize. Just go there, hang out there. You can see there in the background, in front of the board, there's a bar where you also can have some snack foods, and so there are basically I think some people are basically living there by now. Most people go home to take showers sometimes. And we use it mainly as a location for events of hacker groups, like the Chaos Computer Club meets there regularly, I think once or twice a month. There is a quite nerdy internet civil society organization against surveillance, which meet there every Tuesday. And there are other regular dates. And it's a huge space, and it's very nice that Leipzig has a space. And when I came here to Bratislava and I saw this Progress Bar hackerspace, I was like, whoa, hackerspace. This is different, but also very nice. Because
it's just temporary.
Because in Leipzig, for example, we have a huge problem. We have windows on both sides of the building. So in summer, it's most of the time during the day, it's so bright you cannot see your notebook, or you cannot read off your notebook screens. It's factory windows with steel frames, so in the winter it's really, really cold. Sometimes for events, somebody switches on the heating system, which is just to heat up the place once, it's 150 euros. So it's only done for big events. So during the winter, we mostly meet, and there we have 2 smaller rooms. This is the server room, I think. Yeah, it's the server room with the hand-built rack back there. Works. This is our workshop where there are quite a lot of hardware projects.
Rack building?
What?
Like rack building? Rack building?
Like rack building, yeah, and there's a quadrocopter building group there, and they're working there a lot. And if you need something soldered or fixed, you can do it there. Then we have a meeting room.
It looks like it.
It does not look very comfortable, but you know, it's a meeting room. All the furniture you see on these pictures was donated, so it's not beautiful, but it works, and some of the couches are really, really comfortable. Most of the tables. Oh yeah, this is a panorama view of the main hall. You see the bar on the right, and then there's the offices in the middle, and then there's the main floor on the left. We have a stage there, nobody used yet, but somebody donated the stage, so we built it. In the winter, we mostly use the glassed office you see in the middle because that's the smallest room in the building and we can afford to heat it. Yeah, that was it. And
is it like open every day or?
It's open every day. You can see it on the website. The website is sublab.org. I can show it to you. It's like this. And we have this door status on the front of the website. Right now it says unknown because the door status asks one of the servers if it's available and if there's any network activity currently going on within it. So if there's network activity, somebody must be there. And if the web server cannot reach the internal server of the sublab, the status is unknown. So most likely the internet on the sublab is down right now.
So how many members, active members?
How many active members are there? I don't know. There should be.
Or how many people used to visit this place regularly?
On a regular basis, there's like the hardcore is 10 or 15 people. We have every other week we have a lounge with electronic music and cocktails. That's most likely 50 to 100 people. Paying members should be, I think, around 100 or something. It's wholly financed by members. Yeah. So sometimes really important stuff takes really long time because the sublab can't afford it. Like electricity or toilets or eating. Yeah, that's about it.
Thank you.
Whenever you're allowed to come visit. It's not as centrally located as here, but you can get there with this program.
We need to solve our Club Mate supply. I'm not sure what is current situation regarding this question. Maybe you can be our German connection for Club Mate.
Well, this whole factory area there is right now under development as a cultural center and stuff, and there's a drinks beverage dealer right across from the yard. The only problem with our Club Mate supply it's on the 4th floor, so so hackers allowed to get their sport by carrying Club Mate to the 4th floor.
What sort of stuff you're doing there?
What sort of stuff you're doing there? There's I'm there for the social activism and political stuff.
Political
stuff, yeah. We're like supporting and organizing. This Saturday there's going to be a large demonstration for civil rights in Berlin, and organizing towards this demonstration against surveillance and internet censorship, which is a hot topic in Germany.
Stasi or something.
Yeah, and but there's also Linux user groups meets there, the Freifunk meets there. It's people building their own wireless networks citywide. They meet there. Chaos Computer Club meets there. I think there's a Ruby on Rails user group. There's a Perl user group.
Do you have a Lego user group?
Lego.
Lego. I don't know.
The only man.
So,
That's the last opinion.
I know that in Germany there are many hackerspaces, around 50, or at least at hackerspaces.org you can find at least 50 hackerspaces. My question is, are you well interconnected each other? I mean, for example, I know that there's C-based hackerspace in Berlin.
We are there. We have, I think, 3 or 4 members of the sublab are also members of Seabase. The founding members of the sublab were also founding members of the Maschinenraum hackerspace in Weimar, which was back then called Subsignal, and now it's called Maschinenraum in Weimar. There's quite some connection.
And do you plan to visit CCC this year?
The Chaos Communication Conference. Me personally, I don't know yet, but there is going to be people from the sublab there, and I think we're going to have small table information. And if not, just ask for the OpenWRT guys. Quite a lot of them are from Leipzig.
Yeah, we've seen their like place
Yes.
since it's like 2 years ago. All the boards in the
Yeah.
on the wall.
That's that.
I think that Germany is the second country with the most hackerspaces in the world after the US.
Yeah, but lots of the US hacker spaces, they're corporate run or corporate sponsored, and within hackerspaces.org there was always this discussion about corporate sponsorship and not, and most, or I think all German hackerspaces are just member financed,
Self-funded.
self-financed, independent.
It's also true for Bratislava hackerspace.
Yeah,
All of them.
if companies want to donate like computers and stuff, okay, we take it, but but we're not going to put a telecom logo on our door just because they gave us some computers they didn't need anymore.
Did you visit Budapest hackerspace?
No, not yet.
I think you should.
Yeah. Yeah, there are so many hacker spaces to visit, I know.
Okay.
Thank you a lot.
You're welcome. Thank you.